Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Or actually, Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. A happy Monday morning. Today is October 21st, 2024. This is the first Monday in a while where I actually get to work on a Monday morning feeling like I'm ready for it. And the reason for that is I took some time off last week, just about to get ready for my first class today here at a community college. And for the first time in a long time, I feel ready for work on a Monday. You know how in the 80s we had a song called Manic Monday, right? My first non Manic Monday, probably all year, or at least for half a year now. The last time I felt this way was probably right after I came back from the solar eclipse. I had taken a vacation to go see a solar eclipse in Kerrville, Texas, in April of 2024. And to understand what a manic Monday is, you can't just think about the Monday morning of that manic Monday, right? And the song kind of touched on it, right? So a lot of times, even though I only work some number of hours every week, right? The clock doesn't just tick during those 40 or so hours that I work during the week, right? A lot of stuff has to happen. In order for a Monday morning class to happen, stuff has to be ready, right? So, for example, tonight after I finish my last assignment for the day, I got to think about how my meal is going to be put together and what time do I have to back to bed so that tomorrow something can happen. And the clock relentlessly ticks, right? Or there are there are investments I need to make into my life that would make things easier. For example, it would really make things easier if I had a life partner, but that takes investment to go out to meet. And clock has to tick for that as well, right? When do I have to be home from that? I kind of, as even though it's been decades since I moved out of my parents' home, I still kind of have a curfew, right? Because in order for tomorrow's assignments to happen in the correct order, right, things have to be in order, right? And so the clock continues to tick, 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 right? And it's just relentless, and which is a shame because there are so many great things I'd love to do if the clock didn't tick so. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I dislike my job here at the community college? Not at all, right? But I dislike the fact that behind the scenes the clock continues to tick, 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 and nonstop, which is a shame, right? One of the biggest benefits, bar none, of that trip to Kerrville to go see the solar eclipse was not the solar eclipse. It was not talking to the locals over in Kerrville. Those things were nice. The real benefit was that for several days I didn't hear a clock ticking in the background, and which is a shame because there are a lot of great things I'd like to be doing. If it weren't for that constant TikTok, I'd still love to be teaching here, obviously. But I'm writing the number one AI for the game of Scout, a card game. I'm designing some art for. I forgot to bring it. But I kind of thought about downsizing that art piece, the Palace of Science and Culture. Uh, I I'm working on a Lego model of the Palace of Science and Culture in Warsaw, Poland. After that, I'm going to be making a bust of one of the most famous scientists in from Poland and out of Legos, and I'm going to submit that to Lego Ideas, and among other things. Right, I'd love to be. Uh, During the pandemic, I took up bowling, and eventually I scored a. I think my highest score ever was a 250. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do that as of late, in large part because if I were to go to the bowling alley tonight, which I have time to, but unfortunately, the clock would continue to tick relentlessly while I'm at the bowling alley, right? And that's a shame. That's a shame. I love to be doing everything, but without the relentless clock ticking in the background. And it's something we need to solve, right? Unfortunately, well, we have that song from the 80s. So in 40 years' time, are you telling me that we still haven't figured out a way to make our clocks a little bit less relentless, right? Not to say that I don't like working here. I do. I dislike the clock. That's all. And there has to be a way around this, right? I'm gonna work on it. All right, that will be a Nobel Prize winning idea. If somebody can figure out how we can continue to work full time and not have a clock ticking in the background 24/7, right? That's a Nobel Prize worthy idea, right? Much more so than discovering a few elements on the periodic table, right? Much more so than any architectural discovery, much more so than the cure for COVID or whatever is going to come down the pike with that, right? Actually, I think COVID's a blessing. Every time I've gotten sick with COVID, a lot of good things have come, right? I take some time away from things and I come up with things in my mind. I don't think COVID's a curse. We don't need to cure it. So that's not even Nobel Prize worthy, right? But the discovery of how we could continue to keep our livelihoods and not have a clock tick 24/7, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.